Hello and welcome to Design Dream podcast with Prabhakar. Hi Prabhakar.
Hi Vishal. Thank you so
So
much for
Prabhakar,
inviting me here.
thank you. His design journey is also very interesting. So Prabhakar has done his bachelor's from Army Institute of Fashion Design, and then he moved for his master's in NID. And he is also founder of a very good startup which is called Jug Mug that he will tell us about more about it later. Prabhakar, welcome again. As I know you have an army background. So was it something that you wanted to be a designer, or was it your family wanted you to be another army boy? So what was it?
Yeah, thank you, Vishal. Yeah, so I would start with this that initially when I did my schooling, I had an art teacher, and I was very influenced with him because in a very small age, I was I think around sixth or seventh when I got into this hobby class, art class, and it was a very we used to basically like how you we had open electives now,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
we had these electives, we could elect our particular club,
Hmm.
hobby club, and I got into art, and I think I started initially with whatever he was telling us to do, which was very basic exercises जो बच्चों को देते हैं, to take references and draw. But then along with that, he gave me a lot of books about artists. Picasso ka, I read about Picasso during then, Salvador Dali, very Indian eminent artists like M.F. Hussain. How did they, and not about their work only, their life journey. So I used to read that, and it was very it was very fascinating to read their journeys and from where they land up. Matlab, MF Hussain used
Hmm.
to paint posters and how he reached here,
Yeah.
his depictions, the use of colors he had. So वो सब ना बहुत ही early age में मुझे मिला, लेकिन वो बहुत ही मतलब it was very at the back of my mind. It was never in the forefront, or I never had this thing of me wanting to be an artist.
Tell me about your experience of the bachelor's that you said of Army Institute of Fashion Design. So how was it? Is it like a typical army school? जैसे design वगैरह होता है, because we have that one visual of army कि उनके जो schools होते हैं एकदम ऐसे strict होंगे या ऐसे कुछ होंगे. So was it like that, or how was it? And how did you
Um,
get in that college?
Yeah, so I got in through that college through one of my career counselor in the school,
Okay.
in my army school only during my 12th. And उसके बाद I got through the college. मैंने apply किया and I got through the college, and when I went to Bangalore, it was it was not like that. It was not a very typical जैसे army school होता है वैसा नहीं था.
Hmm.
We did not have uniforms back then. Now it has uniforms, but
Okay.
back then we did not have uniforms. It was governed by the Army Welfare Education Society. But yeah, we had regular subjects. It was affiliated by Bangalore University, and we
Okay.
had a 3-year regular course. It was a BSc in fashion and apparel design, and we did not have module system back then. There were no module system, there were no juries. We used to go and give our exams in Bangalore University, and we used to have subjects related to crafts, then art history, literature, matlab general literature, Hindi and English,
Hmm.
that was optional subjects. And otherwise just basic, we did not have a foundation either. We just had very regular courses जो Bangalore
Okay.
University के courses थे.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and then you went to NID afterwards directly, or did you take some time?
No, after that I got through my campus placement, and I was working as a stylist in Pantaloons Retail India Limited. My head
Okay.
office was in Bombay, Vikhroli में office था, but I was so basically हर zone के लिए एक stylist को रखा गया था. It was basically a visual merchandising job, which
Okay.
was in hometown. Pantaloons का एक hometown का अपना concept था, where they were doing mock-ups. They were selling,
Mm-hmm.
how पूरा रूम कॉन्सेप्ट्स बेचते थे वो लोग, इंटीरियर
Okay.
कॉन्सेप्ट्स बेचते थे. तो आई यूज टू बेसिकली डू द होल विजुअल merchandising for them. So that I did for an year, and during that year only, like after my graduation, जो मैं एक साल जॉब कर रहा था उसी में I started, I applied for NID, and I wanted to get into graphics this time. So I
Okay.
applied for both graphics and apparel, and I actually did not have an idea उस समय कि NID में मतलब ऐसा होता है कि तुम किसी भी उससे हो और तुमको किसी भी स्ट्रीम में जा सकते हो. मुझे लगा कि तुम अपैरल से हो तो अपैरल ही चूज कर सकते हो. इट्स लाइक
Okay.
दैट. Basically, you do your masters in whatever you do
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
graduation in. That was
Yeah.
what I had in my mind, and but I still did opt for both. And मैंने मतलब I got through apparel.
Okay.
So yeah, that's how I got into it.
How was your interview?
My interview was good actually, सही था. But I was, so basically I was just there, and I had Krishna, Amit, all these
Yeah.
very eminent faculties from Apparel Design. They were taking my interview, and I was just happy that I was in the campus giving the interview. And
Yeah.
I still remember Krishna asking me in the interview, why are you smiling? And I was like, I'm just feeling nice that I landed up here. So yeah, it was, my interview was good, very quite technical questions, and portfolio also. मतलब मैंने portfolio actually जो काम था पूरा compile तो किया ही हुआ था, but then I made another portfolio for NIT to very specifically keep it more relevant to what I was
Mm-hmm.
doing. So वैसे करके मैंने अपना portfolio बनाया था, and yeah, otherwise it was good. Very different sort of a process, selection process. I had never gone through anything as such.
Okay. And how was NID? There would be some comparisons also, no? With
Yeah,
your
yeah.
previous college and this college. So, what
Yes,
was
yes,
your
yes.
experience in that way?
मेरा पिछला वाला जो ग्रेजुएशन वाला कॉलेज था वो बहुत ही डिफरेंट था. उसमें क्लासेस मॉड्यूल वाइज नहीं होती थी, ज्यूरी सिस्टम नहीं था. और साथ में मतलब दे वर लाइक हार्डकोर कोर्सेज. मतलब जितने भी कोर्सेज थे क्राफ्ट बेस्ड या जो भी,
Mm-hmm.
वी हैड केमिस्ट्री ऑफ डिफरेंट बर्निंग टेस्ट, और ये सब चीज़ें भी होती थी उसमें.
Okay.
टेक्सटाइल टेक्सटाइल प्लस फैशन था मेरा, मतलब इट वाज लाइक दैट. बट देन आई व्हेन आई वेंट टू मास्टर्स, आई हैड अ फाउंडेशन फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल. और फाउंडेशन में बेसिक स्केचिंग, ड्राइंग जो मुझे मजा आता था करने में, वो वहां से
Mm-hmm.
स्टार्ट हुआ. एंड देन we had a course called structure and composition, where we were supposed to make installations, and we had to basically conceptualize things, and उसको represent करना था, कुछ attributes निकाल के डांस करना था. एक उसमें हम लोगों को कुछ 5 फ्रेम में कुछ एक कोई भी एक वर्ड को, जैसे फ्रेंडशिप हो गया, तो उसको 5 फ्रेम्स में आपको दिखाना है थ्रू फोटोग्राफ्स. तो सच काइंड ऑफ वेरी एब्स्ट्रैक्ट
Mm-hmm.
assignments, or I don't know if they're abstract assignments, but such kind of assignments which basically were very they did not have a correct answer. मतलब एक
Mm-hmm.
subjectivity oriented जो assignments थे ना, वो मेरे को पहली बार मैं सब उससे subject हुआ था, expose हुआ था. तो मुझे starting में बहुत ऐसा लगा कि मतलब ये क्या है, मतलब डांस करना है assignment में, मतलब what is this. And then it
Mm-hmm.
was fun, and then I understood why it was happening. So yeah, that was one difference. And then jury, मतलब apart from that, curriculum wise jury हो गया. Then the kind of subjects we had were different. We could choose our own topics.
Yeah.
There was nothing which was very definite कि भाई तुम्हें इसी पे करना है. So there was one premise which was there कि ये system design project है या ready to wear project है, but उसमें करना क्या है, तुम्हारा inspiration क्या हुआ, सब कुछ तुम्हें choose करना है. So back in
Mm-hmm.
my graduation, we did not have. It was a very tight kind of
We would like to see some of the works.
I will show
Yeah.
you a few projects which I have done. I'll start with two projects. One is this publication project which I did with Pratham.
Okay.
So this particular project which I did was during my fellowship after my masters. Um, ये वाला जो प्रोजेक्ट था ये प्रथम बुक्स के साथ था, वेयर राजीव आई ही स्टार्टेड विद दिस कैरेक्टर कॉल्ड बिनीता, which was a beetle, and how she, how she goes on a travel journey to kind of find herself. तो इस वाले particular project में it was called the traveling bug, where Rajiv actually had a sketchbook, and उसमें he had scribbled and he had documented the whole character design of this particular bug, and it was sent to other six illustrators. So we were seven of us who worked on this. And
Hmm.
ये particular sketchbook जो है ना, ये हर illustrator को post की गई थी, and they carried the story forward as well as the art of it, like the
Okay.
illustration of it. तो सबको एक एक spread करना था basically
Hmm.
इस पर्टिकुलर स्टोरी का. सो दिस वाज मतलब आई एम जस्ट शोइंग यू व्हाट आई हैड डन विद इट. सो दिस वाज अ रफ ड्राफ्ट. आई वाज द सिक्स्थ illustrator and I was in Ladakh during this. So the sketchbook came to me in Ladakh, and these were few initial explorations which I was doing with Vinita.
Hmm.
And this was the final spread which I had done. I had called Benita to Ladakh, and she was fascinated by the flora, fauna of that place and the culture of that place. So yeah, so basically it's a whole story which you can read on Storyweaver, and I think they're also going to be printed soon. So yeah, so this was one of it which was there,
Hmm.
which I wanted to show. And one more project which I would like to show. This was again a character design project for the nine avatars of Durga.
Hmm.
So this particular project was again, just doing it was these are all flat illustrations which I did, where I showed different avatars of the whole 9 days and unka kya kya. I This was just a very personal project. This was not for any brand as such.
Okay.
So I was just trying to basically do the whole 2D sort of characters for the nine avatars of Durga. Now
Hmm.
I can move it around. So
Okay.
this was again, this is one project which was for Tiggle, where I did their illustrations for their surface packaging for their jaggery hot chocolate. And
Hmm.
it was an interesting project where I Anuva, the founder, basically, she's very passionate, and she knows what has to be done. So with her, I had multiple seatings, and usme fir I further developed their ideas into visual imageries. I'm just putting, these are just the mock-ups. This is the character, initial character exploration for different characters which could come for Tiggle.
Hmm.
And then we finally found this one. They liked this one which they have put for their packaging. This is on the back side where they directly source their coffee beans from choco
Okay.
beans from the
Farmers.
farmers. So yeah, so uske liye Tamil Nadu ke farmers ke liye I had made that. So these were few illustrations which I had done for Tiggle.
Good work. So like now personal projects तो ये होता है कि that like you decide what you want
Hmm.
and there's basically what's in your head, it comes out. और
Hmm.
थोड़े बहुत changes होते हैं if you're not
Hmm.
satisfied and all those things, but mostly it goes smoothly because it's you. But
Yeah.
when you're working for a client, then how things are like, what is the brief that they are giving, and then how you figure out what they want. So can you put some light on it?
Yeah, so I would categorize the clients into three categories. One is the first category is the ones who just know it कि उनको क्या चाहिए है ना. To that extent that they just want it, मतलब they only design. You basically just execute for them, but they know the color, they know everything, and they will only tell you what to do. And then there are clients who don't have an idea of what has to be done, and that also again goes to a very a haywire sort of a space where you don't know where this is going, or what are
Hmm.
you also need a certain brief na, as a clarity
Yeah.
to proceed further with the explorations, or ideate further. And then there are clients who are trying to explore with you. सो वो फिर थोड़ा सा सही रहता है, जहाँ पे कि मतलब बेसिकली आई ट्राई टू फाइंड क्लाइंट्स हु आर लिटिल हु गिव मी दैट scope of experimentation and creativity, in
Mm-hmm.
their journey. It is not just about something which you already have a reference as and you are like भाई इसको ऐसा कर दो. So you basically come across these three different kind of clients, according to me. At least I have come across these three different kind of clients.
So how many years it took to get to your style?
मतलब ऐसा कुछ नहीं है विशाल, मैं ना मतलब व्हेन आई वाज टिल माय एनआईडी आई वाज नॉट रियली ड्राइंग वेरी नाइस, मतलब आई वाज नॉट रियली ड्राइंग out of my imagination. I was mostly referring things. I was not really doing very original work. सो ये ना मैं बहुत ही अलग अलग जगह पे कर रहा था, जैसे ये वाला जो है, दिस वाज ऑन अ मिठाई का डब्बा, ये ही और शी जो बना है ना, ये
Mm-hmm.
की मिठाई के डब्बे में था. देन आई कट दैट आउट. देन यू नो दिस वाज समवेयर एल्स, दिस वाज समवेयर एल्स. नाउ दिस वाज द स्टाइल व्हिच आई वाज टॉकिंग अबाउट. ये मैं इट जस्ट यूज्ड टू हैपन, मतलब ये कैसे हो जाता था मुझे भी पता नहीं लगता था. दिस वाज माय डिप टाइम,
Mm-hmm.
my graduation time, which was there. Then I used to mostly draw myself as a turtle in my artworks. So another one was this. This is totally out of just one line. मतलब बस वो चले जा रही है, चले जा रही है, चले जा रही है.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, again this now सबका बहुत ही अलग अलग वो है, but they have this thing as common, which is just one line drawing everything.
Mm-hmm.
Here I have done, this is edited. तो ये सारी चीजें मैंने वापस मंगाई, ये सब स्कैन्ड इमेजेस थी. फिर मैंने इनको इनको सबको मतलब विजुअली इसमें कलर वलर किया फोटोशॉप पे. आई ट्राई टू कलर देम, कुछ कुछ चीजें चेंज की. सो या.
So Jugmug is one thing, like, I had seen a workshop that you conducted with kids. Can you elaborate more on that?
So when I moved out of when I got out of NID, मेरे को उसके बाद लगा कि यार मेरे को ना ये एजुकेशन, उसमें मजा आता है काम करने में. So this was Himanshu studio back then. This was so it started with TCV. मैं अपने क्राफ्ट डॉक्यूमेंटेशन प्रोजेक्ट के लिए गया हुआ था, जब हम लोगों ने बेसिकली TCV एक स्कूल है, टिबेटन स्कूल. वहाँ
Okay.
पे हम लोगों ने कुछ ओरिगामी वर्कशॉप्स की थी और बच्चों के साथ कुछ कैरेक्टर्स डिजाइन किए थे. ये सब चीजें हमने वहाँ पे स्टार्ट किया. This was the Indian School of Business event which I was talking about. It was called Treat the Heat, where we did things which were more centered to summer. But it was not just children; their parents were also there, and it was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
So this was a particular activity which we had done. ये बहुत ही simple एक मेले वाली activity है ना,
Mm-hmm.
जिसमें ये glasses रखे रहते हैं.
Glasses.
So basically we gave 3 chances to each children, to each child. But हमने क्या किया था, 2 चांस बच्चे के पास थी और एक चांस ना उसके पेरेंट के पास थी. सो ऐसी टाइप की छोटी मोटी एक्टिविटीज जो कि बहुत ही पैसिवली चीजें बता रही हो मुझे, मतलब आई नेवर यूज्ड टू सिट विद देम एंड आई यूज्ड टू टेल देम कि हाँ भाई तुम्हें ऐसे पेरेंटिंग करनी चाहिए, वैसे करनी चाहिए. बट मोर लाइक पार्टिसिपेटिव उसमें,
Yeah,
कैसे
fun
तुम,
activities.
हाँ, फन एक्टिविटीज के साथ. So these were the activities, parents and children around making, mask, umbrellas, and then this was the career seminar I was talking about. ये हमने JNV में किया था, चंडीगढ़ में.
Okay.
So we had these activities where through some presentation and some activities हम लोग इनको अलग अलग career options के बारे में बताते थे. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, then this was a mural project which I did for Himanshu Studio. दिस वाज अगेन एक स्टॉप मोशन वर्कशॉप की थी मैंने रिबांता एकेडमी ऑफ डिजाइन में, जबलपुर में.
Mm-hmm.
आई विल प्रोबब्ली सेंड यू द लिंक ऑफ दिस और यू कैन चेक इट आउट. ये काफी अच्छा था, मतलब बेसिकली दे डिड अ स्मॉल they did a small this thing, stop motion animation about जबलपुर and its different जो भी monuments हैं उसका
Mm-hmm.
smart city aspect, उसका cultural diversity aspect, different festivals there. तो उन सब में ये मतलब basically these were the sets. I have some images of the sets which were made.
Mm.
You know, so ये different sets बनाए थे बच्चों ने, and we did a very nice animation of this particular you know activity. दिस वाज अगेन ये नेहरू युवा केंद्र जब कोविड हुआ था ना, उस टाइम पे एक्चुअली हरिद्वार में देयर वाज दिस एरिया, देयर वाज दिस विलेज एरिया, एंड ड्यूरिंग देन बेसिकली वी स्टार्टेड मेकिंग दीज बुक मार्क्स, और मतलब बेसिकली घर की चीजों को ही कैसे तुम उन्हीं में कैसे तुम चीजें ढूंढ सकते हो, सब कुछ घर का ही
Mm.
था। और मेरे पास जो पुराना वर्कशॉप का सामान था वो उसी से हम लोगों ने सारे प्रोजेक्ट्स किए थे। So yeah, so these are few things which I have been doing around. This was all about Jug Mug.
Coming to your current profession, that you are a professor, design professor in UPS.
Hmm.
So how is it to be on the other side?
Yeah. So yeah, it is actually really nice to it is constant learning for you also.
Yeah.
You teach the concepts, you teach whatever you have learned, but at the same time you are also uh, re-looking at them in a with a very different eye.
Yeah.
तो उसमें मजा आता है, प्लस इट्स नाइस टू जनरली बी अराउंड children and work,
Yeah.
the kind of energy they have, the kind of the kind of approach they have for a certain thing which you cannot even think of, and the way everybody very subjectively is influenced by the way they are brought up या they are raised या उनकी बिलीफ सिस्टम, मतलब आपको काफ़ी चीज़ें पता लगती है कॉग्निटिवली, आपको काफ़ी चीज़ें पता लगती हैं। तो मुझे बहुत इंटरेस्टिंग लगता है ये। इट इज़ एवरी डे इज़ वेरी डिफरेंट, एवरी डे इज़ वेरी डिफरेंट। देर इज़ नथिंग विच इज़ वेरी रेगुलर कि भाई
Mm.
मतलब ये तो इट्स जस्ट अ रेगुलर थिंग एंड एवरी डे यू एक्सपेक्ट द सेम थिंग। सो इन
Yeah.
द क्लास it's very different every day, which is very exciting.
The style that you have is there, and then there are a lot of other things also, like greenery and basic. Come to this one.
Yeah, so this was just about I did this on Procreate,
Mm-hmm.
and actually I did a version of it on Illustrator first, which was not with fills, it was just
Mm-hmm.
strokes, and then I took it on Procreate and I improvised on it, and it was just about a state of where you just zone out and you're just thinking about what you're thinking, so what kind of a mindset do you have, or what state of mind you are in. I've
Mm-hmm.
just tried to put that here through colors, and you will see trees, sun,
Yeah.
all these very natural, you'll see this natural setting all around my artworks mostly,
Yeah.
which are my personal artworks. Matlab, I really like sunflower. I don't know why. I just like sunflower a lot. And otherwise, so this particular series was called Let's Go Here, which was with acrylics.
Which one? This
Matlab,
one?
yeah, these. No, not this one. Yeah, the one
Okay.
before these. So ये मैंने acrylic के साथ किए थे,
Okay.
and these were all directly with the acrylic paints, and yeah, so I was just these were just explorations which I was doing. This I have already sold this piece,
Okay.
but yeah, so I keep trying out different styles. Also, I try to get into a bit of animation through GIFs. I'm
Mm-hmm.
also learning myself, different mediums of communicating apart from very 2D still based communications. So yeah, so it's also different kind of projects which are here, some for the client, some just. So this one is also very interesting, the mask task, if you can, the mask task. This was a project which was done when I was teaching with PP Savani,
Mm-hmm.
and this we had done with the student. Can you put the sound?
Wear a mask. Wear a mask. Is this really much to ask? Tie some fabric round your face. Oh, it's the simplest of tasks.
So yeah, so this was again one of the projects which we had done for, मतलब पीपी सवानी basically wanted कि उनके हॉस्पिटल्स और ये सब हैं तो वो चाहते थे कि हम कहीं पे उनके टीवी या जो भी स्क्रीन्स लगे होते हैं उस पे कुछ बहुत ही छोटा एक वो लगा सकें फॉर वेयरिंग अ मास्क।
Yeah.
तो उस पे था। देन अगेन दिस वाज 36 days of type which was about everything what was happening during COVID,
Mm-hmm.
everything political, everything media related, everything which was about these daily wages worker who were going, then about yeah, so this was about the migrants, the H
Mm-hmm.
for home, which was about the migrants.
Yeah.
So yeah, so this particular one was about that. And I have like very direct depictions here. Then these were postcards which were for this friend of mine who runs Blank Collective. So she had these different postcards which she was basically promoting artists with, and ये आप basically किसी को भी भेज सकते थे ये
Mm-hmm.
postcards during COVID to just wish them or greet them. So ये particular I got brief from them, and then I basically made these different illustrations. I am very, I don't know, I'm very fascinated with Shiva as a figure, as a character.
Mm-hmm.
He's his accessories, his body art, the kind of hairstyle he has, all of it. तो मेरे को वो बहुत interesting लगते हैं, तो I just can make him with my eyes closed. That I don't know why. So yeah, so I keep basically trying different stuff, or yeah, just to keep practicing it. This was for Shunya India. um,
Mm-hmm.
this is again a packaging illustration for them. They work with the rural of Uttarakhand, and they basically farm and they derive their products out of these farm and give employment to these ladies.
Apparel को छोड़ के तूने सब की ग्राफिक डिजाइन बहुत किया है।
हाँ, मैंने बहुत सारा ग्राफिक डिजाइन किया और मैं अभी भी सीख रहा हूँ यार, मतलब आई स्टिल फील आई एम अ लर्नर।
So, Prabhakar, what are your views on students taking a reference? And because it happens is that when they're working on something, they're taking some references, and basically, uh, after when you finish your work, they're not happy as they should be. So what? Uh, so what happens, and how you can do with this reference thing?
I think you should start small, and you should start by understanding the illustrators and artists and not just seeing their work. I think that helps a lot. तुम अगर किसी का पर्टिकुलर स्टाइल देखते हो, और ये बहुत अच्छी प्रैक्टिस है एक्चुअली, दैट यू रेफर अ लॉट ऑफ डिफरेंट आर्टिस्ट एंड यू प्रैक्टिस डिफरेंट स्टाइल, you just recreate their work, not to use it anywhere, but just to keep it on your sketchbook, where you are trying to understand the use of different color palette which they have, the kind of the kind of handwriting that particular artist has or
Mm-hmm.
illustrator has. But at the same time, you should never be very critical about it, मतलब you are just trying to learn, and पता है वो ना, जो जो तुम्हारा अपना स्टाइल है ना, वो कहीं ना कहीं घुसता है उसमें, वो एक
Mm-hmm.
अच्छी चीज है। वो जो तीसरी जो जो एक देख के तुम दूसरी चीज बना रहे हो ना, उसको वो हूबहू अगर नहीं हो रही है और उसमें अगर कुछ चेंजेस आ रहे हैं, तो इट इज एक्चुअली नाइस,
Mm-hmm.
एंड यू शुड टेक इट as that, you should not backlash yourself कि यार आई एम नॉट एबल टू recreate the same stuff. I mean, why should you? Why
Mm-hmm.
should you, है ना? तो वो चीज है एक, और वो पता है बहुत अच्छी चीज है, क्योंकि तुम उस चीज को कभी ना, मतलब तुम रिक्रिएटिंग वाले जो मोड में आते हो ना, वो भी एक अच्छी स्टेट नहीं है। वो एक टाइम के बाद ना एक हैबिट बन जाती है कि तुम्हें हर चीज के लिए ना एक रेफरेंस ढूंढना होता है, या फिर तुम्हें हर चीज के लिए तुम इतना ज्यादा रेफरेंस पे काम करने लग जाते हो कि, मतलब आई पर्सनली प्रैक्टिस दिस, दैट if I take references also, it is nice to take references फॉर इंस्पिरेशन, इट इज नाइस टू, अभी जब मैं कुछ बनाता हूँ ना, मैं कुछ इवन चिल्ड्रन बुक के लिए कुछ बना रहा हूँ, या कोई मेरे को एक स्टोरी मिली और मुझे उसको उसको इमेजिन करना है ना, तो मैं बस अपने आसपास घूमता हूँ और मैं कुछ एक फोटो ले लेता हूँ जो कि मुझे लगता है कि इस स्पेस में वो चीज हो रही है, और फिर मैं उसे क्रिएट करता हूँ। अब वो भी एग्जिस्टिंग स्पेस है, लेकिन वो एक फोटो है, वो किसी ने क्रिएट नहीं की है। अब मेरे पास में कोई उसका विजुअल ट्रांसलेशन नहीं है अभी तक, वो एक फोटो है। मैं फर्स्ट आदमी हूँ जो उसको विजुअली ट्रांसलेट करूंगा। तो यू बेसिकली, what I'm trying to say is that as an aspirant, if you are since you haven't started your design journey yet as a student, but उससे पहले जो आप references ले रहे हो ना, उसमें आप बीच में उसको break करके ना कुछ original बनाओ, just for the sake of it. मतलब there is no benchmark for it, just for the sake of it. Just try to make something original, which is just maybe some scribble or something you want to create. और बहुत ज्यादा references नहीं लेना चाहिए, मुझे लगता है.
Good point. So a last question would be, what is your design dream?
My design dream is to just have a collection of books which I have authored and illustrated. I just want to do that, and I want to, I think, do that mostly for children
Yeah.
or with children, like
Mm,
I would love to do that. So yeah, my design dream is this only, and I probably just want to end up being in my village, having a small community center where I can facilitate all of this and get more people,
yeah.
more change makers like you all, my all of you who are my peers at NID, or the people I've met who have influenced me. I would like to just collaborate with them and probably have a setup where I could get all of you as resources, and we could make this world a better place.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So thank you, Prabhakar, for
Thank you,
taking
Vishal.
time out and having this conversation. It will be helpful to all the students and whoever watching this podcast.
Yes, it's totally my pleasure, and I also thank you for having this as a platform for us to connect with the design aspirants, and also trying to just communicate and make their design dream easier.
Yeah. So on that note, we'll say goodbye. So thank you so much, and we'll end it here.